everybody, this is DJ C-Sik from Beat Drop, and we have GSD from Beat Drop here as well. Today we have three 2-channel Mixars mixers. We saw these guys last year at NAMM and we were really impressed, and today we're going to take a closer look.
Mixars.
Mixars.
So we have three mixers here from Mixars today. Rick, what do we got?
Well, we have the Mixars Cut, we have the Mixars MXR-2, and the Mixars Duo. The Mixars Cut is more for the scratcher with the innovator in place here. The MXR-2 is for general DJ functionality, and then the Mixars Duo has kind of a both. It's a hybrid.
There's a Serato box in here.
Yeah, there's a Serato box in it, and there's also controllers on it to control functions in Serato. All right, let's grab a turntable and hook them up and get a closer look into these mixers.
So we're going to take a look at each of the mixers now individually. DJ C-Sik is going to dive in to each of them. We're going to start off with the Cut. What do you got to say about this one, Rick?
Well, let's start with the front panel here. So in the front, we have the headphone jack. And what I like that all these mixers are doing nowadays is they have the 1/4 inch and the 1/8 inch, so you can plug both of them in. I always forget my 1/4 inch adapter at home.
I have a bag of them because I stole all yours.
Awesome. Now I know where they went.
Oops.
Anyway, let's go on the top. It's pretty simple, you know? They didn't really put anything in here that didn't need to be, and it's should be that way for a scratch mixer. So you got your crossfader, which is the innovator, and it's looking pretty good. Volume faders, we just have the EQ, lows, mids, highs, trim knobs. You can switch between line and phono. To the right, we have the headphones, headphone knob. You can listen to either the master or the Q. It doesn't say which is which, so you're gonna have to play around with that.
That's the thing that's a bit odd too here.
Yeah.
I figured out that if it's down, it's the phono.
Okay.
Well, I guess that makes sense. If it's up, it's line. If it's down, it's phono.
Okay.
But this one just says, this one doesn't have it like that. So
that's like IKEA instructions. Assume. Okay, then Q knob, left or right. And then the mic, you have EQ for lows and the highs, and then your level, mic on. And we have a crossfader curve setting. So to the right is for the cutters, and then to the left is smooth for the mixers. And if you're a hamster or scratch hamster, then you can press the CF reverse, which is crossfader reverse.
Nice.
Yeah. Let's go to the back. So on the back side, we have mic input, which can be 1/4 inch or XLR. And then we have phono or line inputs on each channel. And it comes with these, what are these called, plugs?
Those are, yeah, you can put them in your ears.
Awesome. And then the outputs, awesome. There's XLR outputs, there is RCA, and then there's a second record RCA output, and you said you like that, right?
Yeah, it's like an aux output, but you can use it to record your mix separately, which is nice. I was gonna say that's the next thing I was gonna say before you interrupted us.
Well, let's feel how the fader feels, because that's the biggest thing with this mixer is to scratch. Oh yeah. Feels really good. Feels like a regular innovator. I like when the...
It's an innovator mini, correct?
Yes, I believe so.
Yeah.
I like when the faders are kind of bigger. You can grip them more. I actually like the fader on this more than the Serato one, more than the Duo 2. And yeah, when it comes down to it, for just a scratch mixer and the price point, it's great. I like it. I like it a lot. I would totally buy it for a second scratch mixer lying around just to cut with, have a good time with, and you know, it's no bells and whistles, just straightforward.
It's a tested and true design for a scratching mixer.
100%.
You know, starting back with like the old Gemini mixers and Vestex mixers, and you know, it's clean on the sides. Got your headphone cue up here, which is nice. So there's nothing that you're gonna catch your fingers on or anything while you're cutting.
And I really like how it doesn't look cheap.
No.
You know, there are other
metal.
mixers out there that are 2-channel and just for scratching that kind of look their price point. This one doesn't.
That's something to notice though. You saw when Oh, you're smart.
I teach the DJ classes here at Beat Drop. Yeah, I like it. So for the price point, functionality as a scratch mixer, you know, it's straightforward, no bells and whistles. And the fader feels really good and it's pretty solid and sturdy. I like it. 2 thumbs up.
4 thumbs up.
All right, let's move on to the Mixars MXR-2. This mixer's stupid.
So next up, we're gonna talk about the MXR-2. This is their mid-range mixer. A little bit different feature set than the Cut and the Duo. What's the difference, Rick?
Well, let's start from the front here. So just like the Cut, we have the 1/4 inch and the 1/8 inch inputs for the headphones, which is good. But then right away, I noticed something kind of weird. The mic input is only 1/4 inch. So
And it's on the front.
And it's on the front.
It's kind of annoying.
Yeah, that's a little bit weird. The other weird thing that I noticed is that for the controls, you can only use the auxiliary input or the mic, like either or, and it plays that way too. So you can talk on the mic and you can play an auxiliary input source, but only one at a time.
You can't talk over your
Auxiliary.
iPod.
Yeah, so that's a little odd. I'm trying to think of scenarios where that would be a problem, but that kind of sounds weird to me. Let's take it to the top here. And the crossfader is not really for scratching. This is definitely just for general mixing, which is totally cool.
The only of the 3 mixers to not come with an Inno fader, but it is Inno fader ready. You can replace it.
True, and those are pretty inexpensive. Volume faders here, and then the EQ knobs are the same as the Cut. The trims there, we have our phono line and USB. I didn't even notice that before we started this. There's a USB input. So, oh, there it is, right there. So that would be, I'm gonna have to look at the manual for that one. And then if we move over, we have the master volume, headphones, just like every mixer, you know, you can switch it to Q, and there's Q buttons to hear left or right channel, or you can listen to the master or something in between. I skipped over the crossfader settings. There is a reverse, so if you are scratching hamster or like it in reverse, that's still there. And your curve options are here too. So you have the fast cut and curve, you have the smooth mixing cut and curve, and then you have a through if you just want to turn that right off.
For our house music DJ friends.
There you go. And that's that. You wanted to talk about this finish. You weren't a huge fan of it, though.
Well, it's just kind of odd. It's like the other 2.
It looks like a fridge.
The Cut, it does. It looks like a nice fancy fridge. The Cut and the Duo have just a plain black finish, but this one has like a brushed
Metal,
shiny
right?
kind of. It's like
Probably prone to scratches.
it's
maybe.
like they're really pushing this mixer towards dance DJs, but it's almost like they kind of messed everything up.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah. Before I get into this effects unit, I just want to cover what's in the back here for outputs and inputs. So we don't have XLR outputs anymore on this guy. There's 1/4 inch outputs for the master, and then you can use RCA as well. And I just need to take a look at what this says. Oh, there's also a record RCA or output as well. Then you have your line and photo inputs that you have to switch with these buttons right here, and the auxiliary input is right there. Now that we covered all that, let's get into this thing that is puzzling me in GSD pretty good, which is this effects unit right here. First of all, like most mixers that usually have a filter knob, well, not like, unlike most mixers that have a filter knob to sweep low pass and high pass, this one has one knob that can filter out the master. Also, you can set it to flanger or this vocoder.
Yeah.
But we can't really figure out how to just use it without it doing this tempo gated effect.
It goes to the master, so you can't use it individually on each channel, which is kind of annoying. And it has like a weird sidechainy gated effect that goes with the beat.
Let's just play it for them so they can hear. So I'm going to press FX select to play the high pass filter and turn it on. So it's another level. And there it goes. So it's going to a beat that you can tap out. Yeah, it's kind of odd. This is the low pass filter. What is fat?
I have no idea.
Fat that up. Oh, it fattens up the signal. Okay. And then we have gate.
Do you hear how it's like going with the beat? It's very strange. I've never...
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of that.
It's a very strange, unintuitive effects unit.
Yeah, I think that was the biggest thing, is right out of the box, we couldn't really figure it out. And you know, that's what manuals are for, but at the same time, you want to be able to know how to use your mixer just based off your knowledge on other mixers.
Welcome to DJ. Welcome to DJ. Hey, so we decided to dig a little deeper on this effects processor because it's so strange that we thought that we should try a little harder, and maybe we were missing something. So we did, and what did we figure out, Rick?
We figured out that that LFO effect can be minimized a bit if you turn down this effects parameter all the way down.
It has a plus 16 and a minus 16 FX parameter, and then a dry wet knob.
Yes. But then when you do that, the high pass filter actually doesn't work as good as you'd want it to.
So you lose the LFO type effect, but the filter is still very weak. It's
Here, listen.
It's very strange.
Here, actually, you guys can hear it. So I'm on high pass filter, minus 16, and I'm gonna sweep. And that's 100% wet, that's 100% dry.
It's pretty weak.
Yeah. Still not even functioning really how you would want it to.
It might be the worst filter I've ever heard.
Oh, GSD doesn't hold back. What's your verdict on this mixer?
It sucks.
Ooh.
I don't like it.
I'm gonna say I lightly don't like it very much, so probably won't buy it myself.
It's bad.
I don't like it either, I'm with you.
No, it's the worst of the three, easy.
I think let's move on to the Serato mixer.
Yep.
The Duo 2.
Yes.
I'm excited to play with that one. Let's get into it.
I was gonna say that's the next thing I was gonna say before you interrupted us. So now we're gonna take a look at the Mixars Duo. This is Mixars top of the line DJ mixer. It has a Serato box built in. It is the most feature heavy of the three mixers that we're looking at. Where should we start, Rick?
Let's start like we have been on all the mixers, right in the front. First thing I noticed is that the mic actually has an XLR input, which is way better than just the 1/4 inch input. It does have that mic or auxiliary switch on it, so you can tell that you know, the price difference between this and say like a Pioneer S9 or even the Range 62, that might be where those costs were taken down.
It is nice to have though, and having that aux on the front it's pretty convenient.
Yeah, I think that is a little nod to the scratch DJs who are plugging in their laptops playing loopers and their phones playing loopers as well, where the RCA is right in the front. I do like that. There is a whack load of curve adjustments for the faders, which is great, especially for scratch DJs. So first of all, you can go hamster, you can reverse the crossfader. You can also reverse the up faders, which is good, and there's curves on the up faders. That wasn't on any of the other mixers, was it?
Nope.
Okay, and then the crossfader curve is there, so you can go fast cut in or smooth mix. And then you need to explain this to me, GSD, a little bit more. There's another setting called the crossfader cut in. What did you figure out that was for?
What I think it's for is the distance from each end to where you're gonna get volume in. So if we're cutting and we have it on, we have the CF curve all the way, so we're just coming in full signal. I think this other CF cut in is for how far away from the end you are.
Let's
for
test
it
it.
to cut in.
Let's
Yeah. So we're off.
Right now we're all the way to the right on the CF cut in. And now let's go all the way to the left. Was your theory correct?
I don't know.
Might be an extra feature that most DJs aren't going to notice a difference on, so
CF cut in.
yeah, not too sure.
Let's, hold on.
Are we qualified for scratch mixers too?
Okay, that's off.
Seem the same.
I don't know. If there is a difference, it's
Very minimal,
I
very
can't tell
minimal.
what the difference is.
Yeah, not by the ear. Okay, and then the headphone area, we have a really nice 1/4 inch jack and then a 1/8 inch input as well, so that's good. You have split Q off and on for the headphones. Okay, let's move on to the top of the mixer. So the thing with the Duo is that you can control a lot of the Serato features right here on the mixer. First of all, the cue points, so that's all here. The only thing that I don't like about this configuration of cue points is that you can only trigger 4 at a time. So for instance, here's 1, I'll make a new one there, 2, 3, and 4. If I want to trigger cue point 5 to 8, I have to press bank. But I think that's just me being a baby, because DJ Craze uses a mixer with this type of configuration, the Tractor Z2, I believe it's called, and he makes the greatest routines in the world. So I think that's just me.
Not better than you, DJ C-Sik.
Slightly better than me, a little bit better than me. But that's cool, right on there. And the cool thing about that is, especially if you're a DJ that likes to do routines, having the cue point buttons close to the turntable, you can do scratching with one hand and hitting the cue point with the other. That's really cool. I like that. You can trigger your samples if you just use this switch to go to the sampler. And the cool thing is it's all color coded exactly how it's coded in Serato.
That's really nice.
Yeah, I like that. That's cool. You have a loop feature up here. So this is basically how you select the length of the loop. And there you go. Set a 1-bar loop. But if you want it to be loop rolls, you just hold down the shift button and all of a sudden you got your rolls. I really like that.
Cool.
That's cool. Above that is your effects area. You can turn one effect on at a time. And let's just open up our effects. We have a high pass filter in Serato. That works really good. And this one actually has a filter that's like all the other filters in the world. Built in, and it doesn't LFO, pump,
Side chain, gate,
yeah.
LFO.
It's just
strange.
normal. So here you go. Sounds pretty good.
It starts at 12, goes right and left. Very similar to a lot of other DJ mixers filter. And it actually goes to almost 0. So it's like infinity. We get no volume.
0,
yeah. Which, so the low pass doesn't, but the high goes to infinity.
That's when you're in line at the club and you can't get in.
Let me in, 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 let me in. I want to come in. Let me in the club.
20, bouncer. Okay, you have your lows, mids, and highs. And in the middle here, sampler volume. This is your headphone volume.
That's kind of annoying, actually.
Why, that it's right here?
That's in the center. I don't like that.
Cool. Where would you rather have it? X.
Well, yeah, obviously customary on the other two mixers and most mixers, you're gonna have your headphone over to the side.
Yeah.
It's just, that's nitpicky, but.
Okay. We have our Q and master headphone mix knob right there. You can actually go through your tracks with this library knob, which is good, and then load up to the left or the right. And then the evil DJ button, the sync button. It's not evil at all.
It feels really solid too, actually. These can be real hit or miss. The scroller.
The scroller
scroll knobs. I know on my Best X DJ controller, it's like I broke it after a couple weeks.
Oh, okay.
That one feels really solid though.
Cool. That's good to know. What else? Trim knobs are here. You have another mic aux level area here with lows and highs, just like all the other mixers we were playing around with. Sorry, I forgot about this beats area. I guess the design of that is kind of weird because this should be down here because the beats are for your effects, whether you want to choose to affect 1 beat, 2 beat, half beat, etc.
But it seems like it's part of the mic or part of the booth controls, kind of.
Totally.
I wonder if that's something that they changed at the last minute.
Maybe, but that should definitely be down here. That's super nitpicky though. And I think that's it as far as on top of the mixer. You can choose phono, line, or Serato USB, which is what we're using right now. That's one thing about this mixer in comparison to other mixers that are Serato mixers. It only has one, what do you call it, one sound card or one?
It has one Serato box inside.
One Serato box, yeah.
So, and on the current mixer market, I can't think of another one that has a single box inside. If we're talking about the Pioneer S9, it's got 2 boxes. The Rain 62 has 2 boxes. The 57 Mark II has 2 boxes. I can't really think of anything else that is on the market right now with one.
Yeah, so if me and GSD are playing together, he'd have to bring an external Serato box to daisy chain so that we could play together.
But it would be pretty easy with these nice, because you have 3 inputs per channel.
True.
So.
Very true. Okay, I think that's it on the top. Let's go to the back. We have XLR outs, which is always nice. There's the one USB there. This is kind of cool, and we should test it out with some peripherals. You can actually plug peripherals right into the mixer to control. So if you have a DDJ SP1 or that Reloop controller, you can plug that right into there. That's pretty cool, and up to 2. Or if your girlfriend needs to charge her phone while you're DJing.
That's a question.
Will it charge?
If it charges, yeah.
Let's try that out.
Sure, man.
I think that USB is for blah, 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 blah.
And with the power of video editing, we actually have a USB cable right here, and GSD has a phone. So let's see if that will work.
It's powering my phone.
Whoa!
So every DJ's nightmare has come true. Somebody can come up in the booth and go, hey.
Can you plug this in and charge my phone so I can take a selfie?
And you say no, but they actually can see the USB ports on the back of your mixer. So thanks, Mixars.
Okay, let's get to the back of the mixer here. So XLR outputs, which is great. We have the 1/4-inch outputs for the booth, RCA outputs for the master as well, and a record RCA out, both inputs, line and phono for each channel, 1 and 2 with your ground. We have the USB for Serato, only 1 at a time. And then we have the, what is this for? The USB for peripherals.
The 2 USB ports for peripherals.
Or charging.
Phone charging.
Phone charging, yeah.
Or plugging your printer in.
Yes.
Or
yeah, printing out your PDFs at your gigs.
You can print out your set list.
Yeah. Yeah, and hand it out to everybody.
That would be so cool.
Or this is the only things I can play tonight, sorry, when you get requests.
Yep.
Cool, okay. Final words on the mixer. What do you think, GSD?
I think it's a unique product on the market right now. I can't think of anything else, like we said before, that has a singular Serato box inside.
I think that's kind of a downfall for me. I just like to be able to play with others easily without bringing in extra hardware.
Totally, but for the price, that's the thing.
For the price,
that takes a huge chunk off of the price for it. So, I mean, if you're
a selfish DJ who only plays by yourself.
Yeah, or not a lazy DJ who only plays by themselves.
Perspective.
Yeah, I think it's a pretty cool mixer. I would totally use one of these.
If someone wanted to take a step up from whatever they had and get into a Serato ready mixer.
Yep.
It's really good choice. I would recommend it.
It's pretty feature heavy. It's cool. Yeah, and unique. There's nothing else I can think of with one box inside.
I'll give it 2 thumbs up.
I'll give it 2 thumbs up. Okay, so we looked at the 3 Mixar mixers.
Mixars.
Mixers, excuse me. DJ C-Sik, what do you think?
Let's see. It really depends on what you're looking for. I think I would just X out the MXR-2, no matter what.
I wouldn't recommend it.
I wouldn't recommend it, whatever your DJ purposes are. I would highly recommend the Duo or the Cut. If you're just, wanting a mixer for scratching, it's perfect. The Cut. It's absolutely perfect for what it is.
Yep.
As far as longevity, I don't know, because we only played with it today, but it seems like it would last quite a while. It's built pretty good. If you wanted something that's a little bit more entry level in terms of the Serato ready mixers, but kind of a beast with all the Serato features being able to be controlled right on the mixer, this Duo is a really good option. I like it. I like the cue point coloring.
If I showed up at a club and they had this, I wouldn't be mad.
I wouldn't be mad either. I'd be like,
you're cheap, but I'm not mad.
I'd be like, ah, sweet, I can charge my iPhone. And I think that's it. Thanks, Mixars, for letting us test out your mixers.
Yeah, thanks.
And maybe you can give me a couple.
Yeah, give us mixers. We want free mixers. Give us free mixers. Give us free mixers.
Free mixers.